Hey, how you doing, Stitch Roadie friends? Thank you for stopping by. If you're new, this is a channel about cross stitch and shopping and haul and a little bit of this and that. I am having a glorious time. The last couple days we had an epic snowstorm in the Portland area, and it kind of ground the whole town to a stop. I mean, literally hundreds and hundreds, and if not thousands, of vehicles abandoned alongside the interstate and highways and surface roads, blocking traffic. I mean, literally the town came to a stop, which sometimes is needed in life. Sometimes people have to be reminded to slow down, and maybe today's not a good day to get out there because literally they were not able to plow the roads, nor could they keep up with the snow. Actually, they couldn't even keep up with the snow, but they couldn't do anything because of the sheer number of vehicles that were abandoned. Semi-trucks, the bus service had to stop. It just ground. We made the BBC News. Yeah. It's gorgeous today, though. It's sunny, not a cloud in the sky, but it is so freaking cold that the snow is not melting. The snow, there's still 7 inches in my backyard. But I am enjoying the moment. We have been, under several weeks, couple months of construction here. And so having a moment where life had to stop, I mean, it has been so quiet. And G and I have been enjoying it. Although once all of this construction is done, we're going to miss those guys. They're like part of the family now. You see that they text more than my children. They text every morning when they're coming, and tell me what their plans are. My kids don't tell me that. I want to adopt these men. Yeah. But everything is going along well. Our kitchen cabinets got painted. I decided I have been neglecting my blog, and I love to write, so I will be writing that blog. I have decided that I want to write at least once a week. I want to tap into that part of my brain. And although I shift over all of my YouTube stuff to that blog, you can kind of just skip over that and get to the articles that I write. They're more personal, little different take on what's going on in life, and I am not going to be videoing any of our construction or results on the channels. I am going to take still pictures and post them on the blog. So if you're interested in what's going on in our home as far as construction, go over, sign up for the blog, and you'll see it there. So I did already write an article about the kitchen. The color choice that we went with was called Norway Spruce by I forget, Benjamin Moore, Norway Spruce, and I absolutely loved the color. And it tickled me to no end when my 5-year-old grandson walked in. You know what, 5-year-old? He is amazing. He is absolutely amazing. Of course, I'm his Nana. But he walked into the house and he goes, "Wow, nice cabinets." He's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. But we haven't been able to see each other because we literally can't get out of here. I am hoping, I am praying that when I have to get to the airport, that not only are the flights back on track, but that I can literally get to the airports, because the roads to the airport were impassable yesterday. So hopefully they have it all cleaned up and I'm able to get going. Chase some sunshine. And the main bathroom is just about done. I think there's just a little bit of touch-up paint to do, and yeah, and it's just about done. The other bathroom, maybe a month still out on that one. But when it gets all, when they get all done, then I'll post some more pictures on the blog. And the blog is Woolly Mammoth at blogspot.com, and I'll put that in the link down below. So I've been continuing on my read of The Myth of Normal. I just wish I'd read this book before I had children so that I could be a better parent. But it also, at the same time, I think, even when you have the knowledge, you still are, you know, it's still a challenge. You still are not going to do it. You're not going to be perfect because humans are not perfect. And The 620 Man is my audiobook by David Baldacci. I have forced myself not to binge it because I want to have it as a travel audio. Oh, it's so hard though. But I have to tell you about this movie that I watched. I think it was on Peacock. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was on Peacock. It's called Kate and Sam, or Sam and Kate. It's with Dustin Hoffman and his son. And I haven't enjoyed a movie in a long time where, you know, the exciting movies like Top Gun and all that. Those are fun. But a movie with meat to it, this definitely was a movie about a mother and her daughter and a father and his son. And I'm here to tell you, the writers of this movie, this script, hit it nail on the head. Because a lot of times when you see movies, I'm babbling again, when you see movies, whoever the writer is trying to elicit this gut-wrenching emotion out of you, or, you know, and here's a movie about 4 people who have challenging events in their lives that are trying to move through life and build relationship, and the movie's about that and loss and how we cope, and the ending was beautiful. It was an absolutely beautiful movie. I think it's the best movie I've seen so far this year, and so I would recommend it. I would recommend it. And hang in there. You know, I know that sometimes it's hard to watch movies that maybe have some challenges to them, but no, it's so worth it. It's such a beautiful movie. It is a beautiful movie. So that's what I watched last night. And then a lot of quilting and stitching. I did get some haul. G and I went to one of our favorite antique stores, and I have my little shopping basket, and I found a nice amount of stuff, and I have to show it to you because one of them, I just have to show it to you. So this little wooden, I love little wooden containers, and you know, it could be an Ort container, it could hold needles, it could be whatever you want it to be. But the thing I loved about it was that it had this little top. On the top of here, it was indented. And so I figured that I could use one of my covered buttons and put it on top. But when I was Zooming with my Zoom group on Patreon, I belong to Van Accessible's Patreon, and that Patreon is about cross-stitching, about quilting, about paper crafts, about all kinds of crafts, about being creative. But the number one thing about that Patreon is community. And Linda does such a great job in bringing us together, you know, every week or two. And we get to meet up from all over the place, and we've developed an amazing connection. I just love that. I just love that. And so when I was talking about this and how I wanted to attach a button I couldn't figure out, I got suggestions. And one of them was to put a magnet. So I put a little magnet in the indent so you can't even see it. And then take the back of the button off, the little hook part, and put a magnet on that, and then attach it. Genius! Absolute genius. And then I can change out the buttons with the move. So if I'm crabby and I don't want you to talk to me, then you better, I'll put that button on. But if I'm feeling a different way, then I'll change the button. Now I just have to make sure that G knows what the buttons mean. He's going to roll his eyes. Check the button. Don't press the button. Yeah. At the same antique store, I know I told you, I think I shared with you last time that I was having some blue days. What was amazing was in the antique store, there's a couple booths with books. All the booths have antique books, you know, or old books, vintage books. But some of them have newer books that they're just getting rid of or whatever. And I thought it was so interesting that my color of the year is blue. I was feeling somewhat down when I made my last floss tube. And then I saw this book. The Blue Day book. A lesson in cheering yourself up. And it has all kinds of photographs of animals that just, I mean, you just can't help make a fool of yourself in public. That really, I have no problems with that agenda. You might get dumped, divorced, or fired. So, I mean, I don't know if this is still in print, but oh my gosh, I just love this book. The second book that I found was Needlepoint by Design, Variations on a Chinese Theme. It's an old book. And I Googled, while I was in there, can you convert needlepoint to cross stitch? I used to do needlepoint, but I wondered if it was possible, because when I looked through this, it looks so similar. And there were several charts in here that I love the crab, I love the turtle, the frog, the bee. Oh, look at, I mean, they're just, they are so beautiful. Oh, there's a lobster in here. So I thought I would just give it bring it home and see what comes out of this. Needlepoint by Design by Maggie Lane. I don't know if that is still, are you still able to get it, or maybe on the secondary market. I found these at the craft store. I found these spools with washi tape on them. They're real wooden spools. And the spool comes apart so you can replace the washi tape. But I thought they would make cute little pin cushions. They are so cute. And then one day, the guys were working here, and we asked him, is it okay if we go to lunch? We want to go to lunch with our son and our grandson over on the other side of the river at H Mart. No Crying in H Mart. If you haven't read that book, it's worth reading. So they said, no problem, go ahead and go. And we went over and we lucked out. I mean, it was such a tickle because our oldest grandson, my older son's stepson, came. And you know, I don't get to see him very often because he's basically an adult and he works and he has a life. But he heard that his little brother and my son were coming for lunch, and he hopped on the lunch wagon, which I was so excited. And he's going to be 21 next month. It just blows me away. It just blows me away. And so I, during the Zoom, I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit. During the Zoom, for those who wanted to make a card, we were making a card, and I decided to make his birthday card. And so I folded my craft paper up, and then I took my little printer and I printed out a picture of him and his little brother and Enzo for the back. And then on the front, this was at lunch this last week, were all four of the boys. And so I stick it in there, and naturally I'm going to tuck some money in there because what 21-year-old doesn't need some money? But Kate, who is one half of Cynthia's Sewing Center in Bend, so if you ever need help there, she found this site where you can fold money, paper money, origami into hearts. And so I'm gonna take a look. I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited about that. The other thing I found was this metal candle holder. It's out of metal, but it looks wood. And when I walked by, I said, pincushion, pincushion, pincushion. While we were at H Mart, there was a clearance table. There was a fair amount of haul going on this since we last met. The clearance table had these Japanese sake cups on sale. And pincushion, pincushion, pincushion. So I got 2 of those. Yeah. So it's been, up until the snowstorm came, it's been a week of fun. A week of fun. Yeah, it's quiet. It's so beautiful outside. But we are going to this afternoon have to chip away at the snow on our driveway. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. Not looking forward to that. I have been working on some cross-stitch and some discovery things that I wanted to share with you. First of all, March 1st starts the Stitch Along with Fat Quarter Shop. Oh, such a taste of spring, this project. Bountiful. It's a fundraiser, and they reached their fundraising goal, but if you still want to get on board, get on board. You get the charts. You can download the chart from Fat Quarter Shop and then look at these threads. I keep showing them because, ooh, they are so beautiful. So March 1st, I think, actually, Kate said February 28th, you can print off the very first chart. I also have been stitching on Janine McGowan's. Oh my gosh. That chart is way, way gorgeous. And I have been having fun. Yes, I have been having so much fun with this. This has been my evening watch TV stitch with my Harwick hoop. Yeah. Okay. What I discovered this last week was a new technique for stitching. Yes, I'm just sheer genius. I can hear some of you are clicking off and running. But this has been a game changer for me. And it only will really work. Yeah, it's only going to work if you're if you're stitching a chart that uses one color. It's a monochromatic stitch. Then it makes sense. It does not make sense if you have a lot of different colors to deal with. But on this particular chart that I'm working on, it's one color. And I started having some difficulty counting, and then I was wasting time counting and recounting again. And I said, I can't do that. So, and I think I'm going to do this for any chart that I'm doing that is monochromatic, one color, is I'm doing it 10 stitch at a time. And what that means, I'm going to show you a bit of the chart. What that means is that I am only stitching in this 10. Even if it goes over a little bit, I am not stitching that. I am stopping at this line and just stitching in that 10 count segment. I've not been off count once, and I have not had to count again because I can visually see where I'm at in that short. I just use the tape to know that I'm counting in this 10. And game changer. Game changer for me. Almost to the other end, because where you see that end right there, that's the end of that side, that banner. It has been huge, and suddenly I am loving the stitch because I'm not spending all my time counting and recounting. With the trees, which is on a Morgan double hoop, this is how I have been doing it. And since I've been doing that from the beginning, that's exactly how I'm doing it. I use a yellow Sharpie and color this working copy. I am trying to finish, I don't know, I mean, at the pace I'm going, it's going to be iffy if I finish this by the end of December. I'm going to give it my best shot, though. I'm going to give it my best shot. And last but not least, the next chart has been this segment's love child. Yeah, that's a good term for it. Maximum cross stitch. Love everything about this chart. And I got this from Evertote. Ellen Reed is the designer, and I opted to get the Leo and Roxy floss, which is absolutely gorgeous. And I am doing it on the Cedar River linen, which is Trixie Tricycles. She opened a shop to dye, and this particular one is Tephra, 36 count. And I'm doing some fun little motifs up there. And I've done some of the flowers in the border. There is always room. There's always room at my table. Yeah. So it's been a great, I have to say this week has been a great cross-stitching week because of the snow. I have been enjoying it. And when you're forced to stay home, really, when you're forced to stay home, you literally cannot venture out. I mean, I could count on one hand how many cars have actually made it down my road. Yeah. There's not very many people out. You kind of embrace that, at least I do. I embrace that moment. Yeah. Oh, I have one more thing to show you. Here, I was just going to wrap this up, but I have one more thing to show you. I don't think I've shown it to you. No. At the antique store, I saw this item, and I thought, ha! I gotta have that. To hold my thimbles. Do you wonder what it is? Look at that. I've left this middle finger for a very special thimble that I haven't been able to find, but now I will have my thimbles all in one place. This is my Sashiko thimble. There's a leather thimble. There's a beautiful stainless steel thimble. This is my applique thimble. And then I just have to find that. I don't know. And it even has its own thimble holder. But isn't that the coolest thing? Yeah. It's like thinking, repurposing, and thinking of something outside the box. Yeah, so a lot going on, but it's been quiet for 2 days. I'm going to miss those guys when they're done with their construction. I'm really looking forward to seeing the end result. So on my woolymammoths.blogspot.com, and I'll put the link below, that is where I'm going to post the photographs of the end results of our construction. I unfortunately didn't take any pictures, but if you could imagine that guest bathroom, or what we call my grandson's bathroom, had a black cement countertop. It's like they did a halfway black cement countertop with a beige cabinet with big gray 8 by 24-inch tiles that went up the wall, yet they left the tan tub and the tan toilet. It was just a nightmare. It was a nightmare. And the tiles were popping, which made me suspicious of what was going on underneath them. So I was glad to get rid of all those, and it's going to be, it already looks gorgeous, and the tile hasn't even gone in the tub area. But I will be posting those pictures, and I am committing myself. I want to get back into my writing, or just my online journaling, and I plan to write at least once a week. So if you subscribe to that, at least once a week I'll have some thoughts written there that are a little bit different than what's going on here. There's something about actually putting letter to paper or typing to computer that happens in your thought process, and I enjoy that. I really enjoy that. And I used to write weekly for the quilt show, and then when the pandemic happened, I stopped doing that. and have missed it, and thought, no, I think I'll just start regularly writing on my blog. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay, well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope that you will subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate that, and we'll see you the next time. You take care. Love you guys, and just enjoy the journey.